Fabrizio Romano shares update on Hugo Ekitike joining Liverpool or Manchester United. Attention! 26-goal striker paves the way for a move to Liverpool with reduced wage demands. Welcome! Let's check out the latest updates from the greatest and best club in the world. Liverpool, Manchester United, and Chelsea are officially in the race to sign striker Hugo Ekitike, currently playing for Eintracht Frankfurt. The young Frenchman has become one of the most talked-about names in the European market following his consistent performances throughout the 2024-25 season, attracting interest from top Premier League clubs. According to Italian journalist Fabrizio Romano in his exclusive newsletter for Give Me Sport, Ekitike is still evaluating his options and remains in talks with all three English giants. Despite heavy activity behind the scenes, no final decision has been made so far. Romano highlighted, he is considering all options and is still speaking with all those clubs, Manchester United, Liverpool, and Chelsea. No decision has been made yet. Ekitike initially joined Eintracht Frankfurt on loan, but was signed permanently after impressing the German club with his quick adaptation, offensive versatility, and decisive performances. Since then, his market value has continued to rise, making him one of the most sought-after strikers in this summer transfer window. As for Chelsea, despite the recent signing of Liam Delap from Ipswich Town, the London club remains eager to strengthen its attacking options. The search for a high-profile striker suggests the Blues are aiming to re-establish themselves as a major force in European football. At Manchester United, the need for a new centre-forward is clear. Despite efforts from Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee, neither has fully established themselves as reliable goal scorers at Old Trafford. The United board recognizes the urgency to bring in a more consistent name to lead the front line for the 2025-26 season. In Liverpool's case, the potential departure of Darwin Núñez, which Fabrizio Romano has reported as likely this summer, makes signing a replacement even more pressing. Ekitike appears as a promising alternative to take on that role, offering youth, mobility, and growth potential, qualities highly valued by the Reds' coaching staff. With all these elements in play, Hugo Ekitike finds himself at the center of a fierce battle between three of England's biggest clubs. The transfer window is expected to be full of twists, and the future of the talented French striker will likely be decided in the coming weeks, as all eyes turn to what could become one of the major deals in the European market. Liverpool fans, if Hugo Ekitike does end up at Anfield this summer, do you believe he has what it takes to become the Reds' next attacking star? Share your opinion in the comments below. One of the names gaining traction behind the scenes at Anfield as a possible attacking reinforcement for Liverpool is Swedish striker Alexander Isak, currently at Newcastle United. With the summer transfer window approaching, speculation around a potential move to Merseyside is growing, especially under the guidance of new Liverpool manager Arne, who is looking to shape his squad with versatile, fast, and clinical players. According to information published by Liverpool Echo on Monday, Isak is viewed with great enthusiasm by both Liverpool's board and coaching staff, making him one of the key names under consideration to bolster the attacking line for next season. However, the Reds are also closely monitoring Hugo Ekitike from Eintracht Frankfurt. The general understanding is that the club will likely sign only one of the two, as Slot prefers targeted and strategic reinforcements. Still, signing Isak will be no easy task. Newcastle reportedly values the player at over £100 million, a figure considered steep even for Premier League elite clubs. Journalist David Ornstein from The Athletic recently pointed out that the striker's future at St. James's Park depends heavily on the club's performance in the final stretch of the season. For Newcastle, it's not just about profit and sustainability rules, but also the ambition of the Saudi-led ownership, who are determined to make the club a true success, Ornstein said in an interview with NBC Sports. If Newcastle qualify for the Champions League, keeping Alexander Isak will be almost guaranteed. But if they miss out, some suitors might see a narrow window of opportunity to test the waters. Still, according to Chronicle Live, even if Newcastle were open to negotiations, the club would not view a sale, even for £150 million, as beneficial. That fee is more than double what they paid Real Sociedad in 2022, around £63 million. Internally, there is a belief that Isak still has a lot to offer and could become even more valuable in the coming years. Backing this view, the Football Observatory, a respected global authority on player valuation, currently estimates Isak's market value between €85 million approximately £72.5 million, and €108 million, around £92 million, underlining how complex any deal involving the Swedish striker would be. Alexander Isak, 24, is known for his technical ability, agility, finishing skills, and strong presence in the box. During the 2024-25 season, he once again stood out as one of the Premier League's most dangerous forwards, attracting interest not only from Liverpool, but also from other major European clubs. With Darwin Núñez reportedly on his way out, and Arne eager to implement significant tactical changes, Isak could prove to be the ideal figure to lead a new offensive cycle at the club. The question remains whether Liverpool, traditionally cautious in transfer dealings, will be willing to spend such a high amount on one player, even one with the potential to become an immediate star in the slot era. Without a doubt, the next chapters of this possible transfer saga will be closely followed by fans and analysts across the European football landscape. The options available to strengthen Liverpool's attack in this transfer window are, for the most part, limited and expensive. However, a new scenario may be emerging with Victor Osimhen of Napoli possibly opening the door for a move to Anfield. In the midst of the club's need to find a reliable goalscorer, Liverpool must deal with the high costs typically associated with elite forwards. After all, they are the ones who win games and secure titles. Victor Osimhen has always been seen as a player who would fit perfectly into Liverpool's style of play. Fast, physical, deadly in front of goal, and with a strong presence in the box. However, his salary demands until recently were considered excessively high, which made his signing unfeasible under the club's financial structure. According to Foot Mercato, the Nigerian striker has reportedly lowered his wage demands to around £10 million per year, which equates to approximately £200,000 per week. This new figure makes the deal more realistic for the Reds, especially when compared to the €45 million, around £38.4 million per year, that Saudi club Al Hilal had previously offered him. It appears that Osimhen prefers to continue his career at a top European club, which further fuels Liverpool's interest. For context, Darwin Núñez, who is expected to leave the club, currently earns around £160,000 per week. With his departure, Liverpool could easily reallocate that space in the wage bill to accommodate Osimhen without disrupting the club's financial structure. Furthermore, Osimhen's willingness to adapt to Liverpool's wage model could be a strong indication that the striker is motivated to take the next step in his career and embrace new competitive challenges. Another interesting factor in this potential deal is that Napoli is also reportedly interested in Darwin Núñez. Since both players are valued at around £60 million, a direct swap is not off the table. From a financial standpoint, such a move could simplify negotiations and help both clubs avoid significant additional spending. Despite Osimhen spending a season playing in Turkey, which raised some doubts about his ambition to compete at the highest European level, his statistical performance remained solid. When comparing his numbers with Liverpool's other attacking targets this season, such as Hugo Ekitike, Benjamin Sesko, and Victor Gyökeres, the Nigerian stands on equal footing, with the added advantage of having already proven himself in elite competitions like Serie A and the UEFA Champions League. Hugo Ekitike was once considered Liverpool's favourite to replace Núñez, but his £85 million price tag may have discouraged the board. Benjamin Sesko, despite being a promising name, and Victor Gyökeres, who has impressed in Portugal, still lack the level of international experience that Osimhen demonstrated during his standout time at Napoli. In the end, any of the four options currently being considered by Liverpool, Osimhen, Ekitike, Sesko, or Gyökeres would require a significant investment and carry some degree of risk. However, with Osimhen's recent flexibility in salary demands, he appears to be showing not only interest, but also maturity and a clear focus on taking the next step in his high-level football career. With that in mind, the Reds may finally have a concrete opportunity to secure a proven elite striker who is hungry to win major titles. Thank you very much for watching until the end. See you next time.